Everybody, Jeremy Kane Homes Brokers Guild here. Why Invest Wednesday. This is year 2, volume 2. Lots of cool stuff to talk about today. Welcome. I hope you guys are all doing well. Moving into January here, getting our work back on after the holiday. Hopefully that is going smooth for you guys. It's a little different this year with a lot of us working from home and things like that. Got a new JK Home shirt, so that's super cool. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think about that. As always, guys, subscribe on YouTube. Like, share, comment. Definitely would love to hear your comments. If you have any questions that you want to hear, you can put them in the comments, and I'll maybe get to them if I see them live. If not, I'll get to them next week or something. Questions, love to interact with you guys that way. And your comments are always appreciated. Hashtag live if you're watching live, and hashtag replay if you're catching the replay. All right, so as we move forward into 2021, first things first, you may have heard yesterday we saw about a quarter increase in interest rates. I know some people were a little bit caught off guard by that. I know a lot of my lenders weren't necessarily expecting it, but kind of attribute it to the market. I think we might see some of that as we move forward, kind of ups and downs. Basically, yesterday, the perfect conventional situation went from 2.5 to 2.75. In real money, that's about $60 a month on a 5% conventional loan. So not a huge jump, but $60 times 360 payments definitely adds up, and definitely makes a difference if we're trying to buy a home at that top of our price point and our provable range. So that is something to keep an eye on. I did speak with some lenders, and they said that they expect it to kind of stay below or in the 2s through 2021. But this increase, a little bit of a surprise, is definitely something to keep an eye on. And definitely, if you were shopping at the top of your budget, and you're not shopping with me, which I think is weird, definitely talk to your lender and make sure that you're still in the approvable range for whatever you're looking for. So yeah, just a quarter point. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, real money, $60 a month is a big deal. Moving on, our market's been nuts. Like I've said, we had a story about 50 offers on one house. Things are definitely tightening for the buyers. I had an appraiser who decided that he or she will let that remain nameless, may want to kind of control the market, make a statement. Sometimes we get appraisers that want to do that. We had an appraisal come in $45,000 under value. And, this home was priced pretty aggressively. It went above asking. It was listed at $620 originally. Everything in the home is brand new. It's a 6-bedroom home. And we just got an appraisal that was extremely low, in my opinion. We worked through it, and we're still going to close on the house. But just so you're aware, the appraisal, we tried a reconsideration and things, and that didn't work. And they never do, as is tradition. If anyone tells you your opinion's not right, you don't just automatically agree and back down. So they had some things that were, they had some comps that were a little bit older, a little bit more dated, that I thought were, kind of a little bit low. But overall, I mean, if you're just looking at a basic appraisal with comparables, it wasn't completely out of line. The battle was lost early on when the appraiser wasn't presented with the offers. I was the buyer's agent on this deal, so I am not allowed to have that contact, and I didn't have access to the multiple offers. But typically, if I'm your agent, I'm going to meet that appraiser, because they do definitely have the power to really screw up a transaction, just weeks before closing. And it's kind of been an afterthought to some people, the appraisers. But I think with this market and our crazy price increases, if you're getting 50 offers, I just saw another one on a flip that I went in on with one of my investors. We offered on it, and they had 75 offers. So, I mean, it was an old home. It was a perfect flip because it was in a great neighborhood. Comps $200-300 above what this one was on the market for, but this one was original. So with those numbers that you see in offers, you're going to absolutely see prices that are out, non-appraisable. If we're listing a home right now, we're going to list it, towards the top of what we think we can get it appraised for. And then all of a sudden we get 5-10 offers, and now we're 20,000 over what we think it's worth. First things first, if I'm going to list your home, I'm going to tell you what it's worth, based on the comparables, and then kind of build a strategy around that. But I will always tell you what I think it's worth so that we don't, get our expectations too high. And then whatever that appraisal comes in at, I'm going to battle for. I'm going to take all of the facts, all of the information to the appraiser. I've been wiping down surfaces, turning on lights, staying 6 feet away, absolutely, from appraisers, but they really seem to like that. And I've gotten some appraisals that I was a little concerned about that come in at value, because we do those little things that help them out, but also provide, the ultimate thing is to provide them the proof of what they can use to appraise the property. So comparables, absolutely. Sometimes we're shooting high. Sometimes the offers get us above that, original starting point. So that's the point, is we have to give them all of the information to prove our point. And if you list a home with me, that's absolutely what we're going to do. At that point, we battle for that price. We show them the value, hopefully show them the market with multiple offers, and then really battle for that value if it's a little bit outside of the comparables. Because honestly, if we just did appraisals and deals by comparables, homes would never go up in value. They have to eventually go up. A home has to be the new high price in the neighborhood, and so on. So we're working through that a little bit, but be aware that appraisers definitely hold the keys to the castle as we get right before closing. Definitely don't want to have any surprises. Definitely don't want to repack boxes, unpack boxes, and things like that. So just a little thing on appraisals with this market. We got to be careful. Also, I learned a lesson on appraisal gaps. We talked about giving a bigger appraisal gap in our contract, and we didn't end up doing that. But had we would have been bound by the contract to make up that difference. So just make sure that you're being smart, because you never know when an appraiser is going to go old school and just go exactly by the comps, and basically the house can't be worth more than these comparables, with a little bit of adjustment. So just something to consider when you're listing your house in this market. I'm going to tell you what it's worth, what I think it can appraise for, and then we're going to build a strategy around that. Sometimes it's even list $5,000-$10,000 higher than that just to see, and then the market might take us a little higher. I price aggressively, because the last thing I want to do in front of that appraiser is sit there and say, okay, well, you thought it was worth this and you got $100,000 more. Like, where'd that come from? So I don't play that game where we lowball it and see if we can get 1 million offers. I try and price it aggressively and try and get, 3 to 10 offers is kind of my sweet spot, so that I can have that proof to show the appraiser. As we move forward here, let's talk a little bit about just the buyer situation. And I saw something today that said the market was cooling, which I thought was kind of funny. It was just a generic email from another realtor sending out a weekly email, as I do. If you want that weekly email, definitely shoot me a message and I can get you on the list. A lot of you are on there. I appreciate you checking that out and staying in touch that way. But the market with these offers, as we move into spring, what are we, January 13th right now? Spring's already started in the Colorado real estate market as we go. Obviously, the weather's not warm, but it's just hot. I mean, any house that's below 750 that has that's priced correctly is going to generate a lot of interest, and it's going to move, and that's troublesome for buyers when, we're seeing 10, 15 offers on houses that are 600, 650. That used to be a little bit higher price point, but now it's like the move up house. From the first time to move up is just that. So we're seeing a ton of buyers in that. And sometimes people can walk right into that. That can be the first time home buyer price. So at those price points, it's just, you're seeing appraisal gaps, you're seeing inspection language. We definitely have to fight fight to keep your rights, but we also have to approach it intelligently. Inspections are not times to get money back, or you offer something and then you're expecting to get $5,000-$10,000 back out of the inspection. That's not what an inspection's for. So we got to set those expectations and just know that the sooner you get in, the better. And then it's just like a risk evaluation. What risks are we willing to take? How long are we going to be in this home? Are we willing to pay this much over asking price? My favorite quote lately is, the list price is not a price tag. It's a suggested starting price. So just know that it's not like you're going to King Soopers. Oh, this steak's worth this much. I'm going to go pay $6.32 for it or whatever. It's not a price tag, and that usually helps people kind of understand that, like, paying over asking price is not the end of the world. Paying over appraised value is definitely where it gets a little bit tricky, but then we have to weigh, how long are we going to be here? Is the market going to catch up to us? What's going on in this neighborhood? For instance, that appraisal that I just came back super low, this was the best house in the neighborhood. It was a great block, cul-de-sac, blah, blah, blah. But all of those houses are going to be turning over as we move forward, and people are going to start, remodeling them and so on. So when you go to sell, it's not going to be the very, there's going to be other comps there, as long as we're not looking to turn it around in 2 to 3 years or anything like that. So forever home mindset versus, 2 to 5 year move up home is definitely part of what goes into my strategy when we're building what we can and can't put into an offer. And I got a ton of videos on multiple offer situations and buyer situations that you can check out on my YouTube channel. But that's kind of where we're at right now. And buyers just kind of have to be ready. They have to be ready for a battle. They have to be ready for 12-round fight. We may put in 10 offers and not get any of them. We're going to be in backup mode. We're going to try and get those ones that come right back on. Just have to be ready to kind of go with the market, depending on what you can and can't offer. We may get beat out at first, but maybe not second. Maybe we're the second offer there. So we work through that. I educate my clients through, showing them houses and kind of talking them through that. But it's going to be a brutal spring for buyers. So buckle up. You better have somebody on your side. I have turned my attention to trying to find off-market homes through my realtor partners. I have one right now that I think I might get moving here, which would be super cool. I have a listing coming that I might be able to put one of my buyers into. So just kind of that off-market stuff. If you're a buyer and you have a chance to get something before it hits the market, that's king, because you can, obviously you're not, giving away the farm. You can still make a great offer. It's going to take a great offer to get you under contract right away before it hits the market, because they know, that they could probably get a bidding war and things like that. But sometimes money isn't everything. Sometimes time matters. Sometimes a good buyer matters. And so anything that I can do to get off-market listings, I'm working on. I'm working on building my strategies around that, building my brand, maybe do some marketing around homes that may be available for my clients, just to put it together, save some money on double-ending the commission. So the seller will save a little bit of money if we're not putting all our marketing efforts into it. We can just match a buyer and a seller, kind of like a matchmaker thing. So that's kind of my plan moving forward. If you know of any off-market stuff coming on, definitely let me know. I would love to talk to whomever that is and kind of offer the positives to that as well. And you still get, full price for your home. It's not trying to get a deal or anything, but if you can avoid the crazy, 500 showings and bidding wars where you're looking at these offers, if we can just get an offer that's perfect, that works right now, it might be worth it to some people, especially depending on where they're going from here. So just something to consider if any of you have a home and you're thinking you might want to sell it, but you definitely don't want to have the showings and things like that. We can definitely work that out and try and see if we can match you up with somebody prior to going on the market. So we'll see how that goes. We'll talk soon. looks like James Harden just got acquired by the Nets. That's one of the most ridiculous moves I've ever seen made. But anyways, we'll leave that there. I hate watching James Harden play basketball, so at least the Nuggets played them yesterday, so I didn't have to see that anymore. As you can see, this sign right here, there you go on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. That's from the Salty Sisters. So if you want to get in on some of their cool wood crafting stuff, they got a ton of stuff. Check them out. My wife and sister-in-law do a great job. The Salty Sisters, wood signs, creative stuff like I couldn't believe. So they said if I sell one of these Colorado signs, I get something else for free or something. So head on over there if you want to check out that sign. I'd definitely love to get you guys hooked up. They have a Facebook page. They're on Etsy. They're just super cool. And Wednesdays are a big night in my household because we do Wine Fest Wednesday, and then they have their production night. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. Got a little off track there, but we will see you next Wednesday. And I think it's going to snow tonight here in Denver. So we'll check that out. But if you're interested in the market, by no means is it impossible to find a home if you're a buyer. Just understand it's going to be competitive, and I will work my tail off to make it as stress-free as possible and find you a great home. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your Wednesday and rest of your week. Later.